Thank you, guys. And caPs, thank you so much for joining me for this interview. Congrats on taking down Misfits today. I have a couple questions about the game itself, because it looked like Blue Side is really OP right now, but when you look at the games, Sejuani was first pick on Blue Side each and every time. What is your take on that and the fact that it's harder to draft on Red Side right now?
I mean, I think there's like the meta always changes every week, it feels like, and some weeks Blue Side might do better than other weeks. I think this week there was a lot of especially our series, there was a lot of Sejuani Prio, and it was kind of the key pick this series. So then having Blue Side and making sure you can secure it is really important. But maybe next week it'll be something else.
Feels like teams have a hard time adapting to this Sejuani first pick. What was easier for you, especially in this game 5?
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, it feels like you had the answer to this Sejuani first pick, especially in game 5. So tell me how you tackled this one.
I mean, we kind of knew the Sejuani was coming, right? At least if they were going for the same draft, which makes sense since they won the last Red Side draft. And then we had a bunch of ideas of what we want to do, and we just decided we're going with this one, the Renekton flex. That felt like it was something that would give us a lot of help, I guess,
in the game. I have to talk about the Renekton mid lane, because even though Dylan gave me his analysis on the pick, I think that LS was losing his mind over the champion, so tell me about it.
I mean, for sure, he's not the biggest fan of Renekton. I mean, it's always fun to play Renekton, especially when you can play with Ignite. I didn't really get that much done early, we didn't really get any fights. Usually, in the past when I played it, there was always a lot of early game fights. This time around, it wasn't really the case, or at least we didn't win them when it happened, so it was a bit sad in that way, but luckily we had a lot of hyper carries and a really strong team, so we just won out in the end anyway.
Teamwork in the end. But about you, you had a fantastic series, and there's something about caPs in playoffs. So I want to ask, what is it going to take for you to get the right to earn back the capital C on your name?
That's a good question. I mean, I think the first step was winning the spring split, and we made it. We unfortunately didn't have the best performance at MSI, but I think now we are bouncing back. We've had ups and downs in summer split, and I think now we are starting to do a lot better the last few weeks. And as long as we win summer, go into Worlds, have a really strong performance, I think that's just the performance I want from me.
That's what we need. But you had the lower bracket buff in spring. Now that you're in the upper brackets, looking at the finals, you'll be playing in Malmö. Do you feel stronger now than you were in spring with G2 and yourself also?
Yeah, I mean, for sure we're stronger. I think we're, at this point last split we were already in lower bracket. I think that we learned a lot, especially from MSI. I mean, our performance was not the greatest, but we learned so much. I think we scrimmed against a lot of really strong teams, and we learned things around our team that we're utilizing now in this playoffs, and hopefully at Worlds we can show up even bigger and actually beat the Asian teams. So I think that's for sure the goal.
Finally. That's what we want as LEC fans, of course. But focusing on Malmö, you're going to be playing in front of a huge arena again. What are you the most hyped about when you think of finals? I mean,
I'm excited to have a crowd in front of me again. I think today already there were so many G2 fans here.
Always.
I mean, you can see around, so it's just awesome. I almost feel bad for Misfits. I feel bad for who we face in Malmö, because having the crowd's favor, it just is awesome, and it helps us so much in this series. So thank you guys so much, and I hope to see some of you in Malmö.
It has been a bit one-sided in the studio for the past few weeks, but it's favoring you guys, so props to that. caPs, thank you so much for the interview. Congrats on advancing to the next stage. And we're going to take a short break now, and we'll be back in a couple minutes for post-game lobby with Flackhead and Targu. Stay tuned.
See you next week.